Just a few objects in your home, things you see every day, a chipped mug, a wallet you've long meant to replace, even unworn clothes in your closet, might be silently holding your spirit in the past. This is not about a lack of good fortune. It is about a blockage in the natural flow of your life's energy. These items can subtly cloud the harmony in your home, dim your connection to the present, and prevent new opportunities from arriving. Welcome. Today, I invite you to see your home through a different lens, not merely as a shelter, but as a reflection of your inner world, a space where your spirit either expands or contracts. Every single object you choose to keep, whether large or small, contributes to this inner landscape. And there are certain things in your space, right now, that are freezing the current of life's forward momentum, and you may not even sense it. We often keep these things out of habit, for memories they hold, or because we feel it's wasteful to let them go. But from a place of deep awareness, these objects are like stones in a flowing river. They anchor stale energy, quietly weighing down your space, hindering your progress, and making your spirit feel heavy. In our time together, I will share an insight into 7 specific types of items that are beneficial to release from your life. You will come to understand why they hold such a profound influence, and more importantly, how to let them go with intention, transforming a simple act of clearing space into a powerful practice of inner renewal. Before we continue, I invite you to affirm this intention in the comments below. A simple, "I am ready to let life flow," is a powerful signal, the first ripple you send out into the universal consciousness. And if you wish to continue on this path of finding clarity and purpose in your daily life, consider subscribing and becoming part of this community. Now you may be asking, how can simple, everyday objects have such a significant impact on my state of being? Allow me to offer this perspective. Everything in the universe, from the stars above to the silent objects in your home, holds a certain vibration, a quiet frequency that your own spirit constantly interacts with, whether you are aware of it or not. When an object is cared for and serves a purpose, it radiates a supportive, vibrant energy. But when something is broken, neglected, or tied to a past that no longer serves you, it becomes a pocket of stillness in the river of energy that moves through your home. It doesn't just block the flow. It gently spreads a sense of inertia throughout your space, which can manifest as feeling tired, unfocused, or disconnected from life's potential. The wisdom of nature reveals that this is an accumulation of stagnant energy, a heavy, old stillness that gathers in the corners you seldom visit, in your drawers, beneath your bed, in the back of your closet. And what is most interesting is that the more you ignore it, the denser this feeling becomes. Think of how you feel after mindfully cleaning your space. The room feels more open, your mind becomes clearer, and your breath naturally deepens. That is the feeling of fresh energy being liberated. If you feel ready to open a channel for a new current of life to flow in, now is the time to see with clarity 7 seemingly innocent things that may be quietly holding you back, and it is a profound act of self-care to address them. First, objects that are broken or incomplete. A mirror with a crack, a vase that is chipped, a picture frame that is damaged. These may appear insignificant, but they are symbols that subtly disrupt the sense of wholeness in your life. Each crack and every break is a visual representation of disharmony in the otherwise smooth current of your being. You might think it can be mended. It is still usable, but consider this: once an object's form is fractured, its inherent energy is also altered. No amount of repair can restore its original, unbroken state. It is like placing a bandage on a fallen leaf. It will never again be part of the tree. What truly matters is the feeling these objects create within you. Have you ever looked into a fractured mirror and felt a momentary sense of distortion? That is not a superstition. Your mind perceives the incompleteness and translates it into a subtle feeling of unease. When you live with broken things daily, that feeling compounds, creating a quiet layer of stagnant energy that can weigh on your spirit without you even knowing. This path does not demand that you seek perfection by discarding everything. But here is a guiding principle. If something is no longer whole and its purpose cannot be fully honored, it is time to release it. The most respectful way is to offer it gratitude before you part with it. A simple acknowledgement, "Thank you for your service," allows you to honor its journey with you and gently release the old energy. It is a mindful practice that helps you let go with peace, not regret. Second, wallets that are torn or neglected. A wallet, from a certain perspective, is more than a container for money. It is a small, sacred space that reflects how you care for your resources and your journey. When your wallet is frayed, worn, and disorganized, it isn't just physically falling apart. It sends a subtle, continuous message that your personal domain lacks care and integrity. And when this message is reinforced every day, the flow of abundance in your life can feel scattered. Resources may arrive, but they seem to depart just as quickly, and you may not understand the underlying current. This feeling is easy to observe if you simply pay attention. Compare the sensation of opening a clean, well-ordered wallet to one that is old and cluttered. The new wallet inspires a quiet feeling of respect and calm, as if your affairs are in good hands. The old one often brings a flicker of stress or frustration. That emotion, however brief, shapes your interaction with the world each day. The practice here is simple yet transformative. Choose a new wallet. Select one that feels solid and dignified. Before you move your cards and money, make it a moment of intention. Wipe the new wallet clean. Perhaps place inside a small written affirmation that speaks to you, such as, "I am a mindful steward of my resources." Seeing that phrase daily becomes a positive anchor, a reminder of the peace you are cultivating. Most importantly, keep your wallet orderly. It should hold only what is truly needed. An organized, respected space will always invite a more harmonious flow than one filled with clutter. Third, clothing that you no longer wear. Every garment you own is connected to a version of yourself from another time, a former role, a past relationship, or even a season of your life when your body and style were different. Here is a profound insight. Clothes don't just hold fabric, they hold the emotional energy of those moments. So, when you hold on to a vast collection of unworn attire, you are unconsciously keeping a closet full of old identities, which can make it more challenging to fully embrace who you are today. Open your wardrobe and observe. Some items may bring a sense of joy because they represent your current self, but other pieces will likely cause you to pause. Perhaps one day I will wear this again. You might think, it's still in good condition, it feels wrong to discard it. But that one day often does not arrive, and this indecision transforms your closet into a zone of stagnant energy, preventing fresh inspiration from entering. In a deeper sense, unworn clothes are like old skins you have shed. They once served you, empowered you, and helped you feel confident, but they may no longer reflect the person you are becoming. Holding onto them is like walking a path with a heavy pack of things you no longer need. It slows your journey, and you might not even realize it. The practice for this is simple and incredibly liberating. Begin to sort. Hold each piece and ask yourself one simple question. Does this bring me a feeling of lightness and alignment with who I am now? If the answer is no, thank the garment for being part of your journey and release it. This gratitude is not a spell. It is a way to honor your past and give yourself permission to move forward. Unburdened, you can offer the best items to someone who can give them new life. Once your space is cleared, open the windows. Let the sunlight and fresh air enter. The moment you close your closet again, you will feel a palpable shift. The space will feel larger, lighter, and your own breath will deepen. That is the feeling of renewal. This is a journey into your own inner world, reflected in the space around you. Many of you may be feeling a connection to what is being shared, a recognition of the patterns in your own lives. If this wisdom resonates, I invite you to join our community on this path of greater awareness. Subscribing is a way to continue exploring together. Your act of sharing or liking this insight can also help it reach others who may be seeking this same sense of clarity. Fourth, shoes that are worn out or unkempt. Shoes are often overlooked, yet they hold a powerful symbolism. They are the tools that carry you on your path through life, taking you toward your goals, through challenges, and on your daily journeys. Every step makes an impression on your shoes, and they, in turn, carry the energy of all the places you have been. Consider this: you return home from a long day and leave your dusty, tired shoes near the entrance. What is happening in that moment? The dense energy from the outside world settles at the very threshold of your sanctuary, the space where new, peaceful energy should be welcomed. It is like allowing a weary traveler to rest at your gate, preventing fresh visitors from entering. A pair of worn-out shoes sends another quiet message. This part of the journey is complete. Shoes with broken soles or frayed straps are not merely uncomfortable, they symbolize a path that no longer offers you stable support. To hold on to them is to cling to a vehicle that has already served its purpose. It makes it harder to step onto a new path. Interestingly, many keep worn shoes out of a sense of obligation. They are still functional, you might say. But ask yourself this: if the very things that connect you to the earth each day are falling apart, how can the road ahead feel steady and supportive? The practice is one of mindful care for your journey. Clean and refresh your shoes regularly. Store them in a place that is neat and allows them to air out. This not only keeps the physical object clean, but also serves as a reminder to honor the path you are on. And when a pair is truly at its end, when it no longer supports you, thank it for the miles it has traveled with you. Then, replace it with a pair that fits the journey you are on now. Fifth, belongings from a loved one who has passed on. This is perhaps the most tender area, as most of us have kept an item from someone we have lost. A piece of clothing, a book, a simple bracelet. These objects are not merely things, they are gateways to our memories. We hold on to them because we have a fear of forgetting. We believe that if we let go of the object, we are somehow letting go of the person. But ancient wisdom offers us another perspective. Your memory of love should be carried in your heart, not anchored to a physical item. When a person has left this world, their journey continues in another form. To keep too many of their earthly possessions in your own living space can, without your knowledge, hold your own spirit in a state of stillness, as if you are waiting at a station for a train that has already departed. It is no accident that a room left untouched after a loved one passes can feel heavy and somber. This is not about superstition. It is simply that the energy within that space has ceased to flow. Stillness creates a weight that makes it difficult for those who remain to embrace life and welcome new beginnings. This does not mean you must discard everything. The key is to be selective and transform how the energy is held. It is perfectly fine to keep one or two deeply meaningful items, a photograph, a special memento that fills you with warmth. But if an entire closet remains filled with their clothes, if a corner of your home is a shrine to their unused things, it may be time for a courageous act to gently clear the space, releasing both their journey and your own. The most loving way to do this is with intention. As you fold an item for the final time, offer a simple word of gratitude. Thank you for the time you shared with us. I now release you to continue your journey. This is not just for the object, it is a release for your own heart. You can then donate the items, allowing them to serve another. Open the windows, let in the light, and feel the fresh air fill the room. The shift will be felt instantly. Sixth, objects and decorations with discordant symbolism. Not everything that is considered art is beneficial for your inner sanctuary. From a place of deep awareness, it is not just about aesthetics. It is about the underlying story an object tells and the feeling it evokes within you each time you see it. A painting depicting conflict, a sculpture that is broken, or objects shaped like weapons. All of these can silently infuse your space with feelings of tension, disharmony, or defense. Observe how you feel when you enter a room adorned with symbols of peace, a calm landscape, flowing water, or an image of blooming flowers. Even with no prior knowledge, your body naturally softens and your breathing may become easier. Now, compare that to a space decorated with chaotic scenes or aggressive imagery. Your body subtly tightens and your state becomes more alert. That is your spirit's natural response to symbolic energy. The teachings of nature are very grounded. Violent or fractured symbols can amplify the energy of conflict in a space. They don't attract misfortune in a mystical sense, but they send constant, subtle stress signals to your mind, which over time can influence your emotions and your interactions. A person I once advised had a large statue of a battling warrior in his living room, facing the main entrance. He said he enjoyed the feeling of power it gave him. But when we spoke of his life, he described it as a constant struggle. This is not a coincidence. Your outer space is a mirror of your inner experience. The practice here is not difficult. Change the symbols. Choose objects that carry an energy of peace and expansion, images of healthy plants, calm water, or gentle abundance like vast, open skies or birds in flight. If you still desire a sense of strength, choose protective symbols over aggressive ones, like a strong, silent mountain instead of a raging storm. And remember, if a decoration is cracked or incomplete, its story is one of damage. It is best to let it go. Removing discordant symbols does not just make your home more peaceful, it helps bring balance to your own spirit. It allows you to enter your home and feel ease, not tension. And when your mind is at ease, you create more space to welcome the profound peace you deserve. 7th, expired food and forgotten provisions. Your kitchen is the space of nourishment for your physical body. From a wisdom perspective, it is also where you nourish your capacity to receive life's abundance. But what occurs when this heart of your home is filled with expired items you have long forgotten? An old jar of spice from years ago, a container lost in the back of the refrigerator, or dry goods that have sat for too long. Each of these becomes a small pocket of stale energy, spreading a feeling of neglect throughout your space. In the flow of nature, food represents abundance and the cycle of nourishment. When expired items occupy your shelves, they not only obscure the fresh, vibrant options, but they also symbolize stagnation. The old is not being released, so the new has no space to enter. You may not consciously notice it, but that sense of heaviness when you open a cluttered refrigerator, that is your energy being affected every single day. Someone once asked me, what real harm can a few old things do if I am not eating them? I often reply, if your heart is clinging to what is past, how can it fully open to what is to come? Your kitchen reflects this same principle. The more expired things you hold, the heavier the energy becomes, and that state can subtly reflect into other areas of your life. The solution is not complex. Set aside a regular time to mindfully clear your pantry and refrigerator. Treat it as a practice of purification. As you dispose of an expired item, do so with gratitude. A simple, thank you for the nourishment you once offered. I now make space for fresh energy. This simple shift helps release the stagnant energy. Afterwards, clean the empty space. A simple wipe down with intention is all that is needed. You may be surprised by the feeling of lightness that follows. A clean kitchen and an organized refrigerator can instantly lift your spirit. This seemingly small change often creates a ripple effect, leading to more profound transformations in your life. You see, the simple act of recognizing and choosing to release these items is a significant step forward on your path. But for this practice to be truly whole, we should not just discard things. We are invited to turn it into an intentional act of releasing energy. Because in our inner world, every shift creates an opening. When you clear a space in your home, you also clear a space in your mind. First, before you touch anything, just pause. Take a full breath. Look at the object and remember its purpose in your journey. A shirt you once loved, shoes that carried you through a difficult time, or a spice that was part of a memorable meal. When you acknowledge its past contribution, it becomes easier to let go without feeling a sense of loss. Offer thanks. A simple, silent thank you is a powerful tool. You are not thanking the object itself, but the experience it represents. This allows you to release the past with peace and step fully into the present. Next, cleanse the space. Once the object is gone, invite fresh energy to enter. Open a window to let in natural light and a gentle breeze. The simplest way to clear stillness. Create space for the new. That feeling of emptiness after you clear a space. That is where the magic lies. An empty space is an invitation for new opportunities. Do not feel you must rush to fill it. Allow it to breathe. Within a few days, your home will feel lighter, clearer, and more peaceful. Lastly, make this a regular practice. It is not a one-time chore. It is a quiet conversation with yourself. Where am I on my journey right now? And what am I ready to release to move forward? When you let go in this way, personal growth becomes less about rigid rules and more about meaningful transformation, where small, intentional actions can shift your life in powerful ways. This practice of clearing is not merely about tidying up. It is about opening a channel for a completely new current of energy to flow into your life. Begin small with just one drawer, a single shelf, or even the wallet you carry. You will feel the difference from the very first act. Lighter, more open, and a greater sense of peace. Try it today. Choose one object you know it is time to release. Acknowledge its journey with you. Clear the space it occupied. Open a window and take one deep, conscious breath. In that moment, you will realize it is not just your home that feels renewed. It is you. I would be honored to hear about your experience. Leave a comment sharing a simple affirmation for yourself, such as, I am creating space for new beginnings. The moment you give words to your intention, you have already started your journey. And if the perspective I have shared today has been helpful, I invite you to subscribe and join our community. There is much more simple, profound wisdom to explore on our path to a more conscious and peaceful life. I look forward to our next meeting, where we will continue to open new doors, both in your outer world and your inner sanctuary.